What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 38 of the Catch a Glimpse podcast. You're probably here
Sheesh.
watching or listening on YouTube. If you're listening on iTunes and Spotify, we have a YouTube channel called
Ah,
Glimpse, which you can find in the description of the podcast down below in our link tree. You can find everything from TikTok to Instagram to our YouTube to our most recent video. Our website has like a clothing sign up, which will maybe possibly happen eventually. Keaton's here with me, Skeeter,
what's up?
but Frankie is not here today. What is he up to? What does this guy do? You know?
I don't even know.
Well, like,
Like like you told me that he wasn't going to be on, and that we had to do the podcast and film.
yeah.
So I have no clue, like honest.
Like, I don't know. He was just like, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it to this one. Um, you guys are going to have to do it by yourselves this week. I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
And so this is a teaser for the upcoming Wednesday video on the Glimpse YouTube channel.
yeah.
Me and Ryan filmed the co-op Portal playthrough.
Oh, yeah.
In that video is gonna be a lot of just like funny moments, no like spoilers and how to like do the stuff.
Yes.
Um, but
Very difficult game. I expected it to be way easier.
Well, we didn't play. We figured out at the end we didn't play like the what you were supposed to play at the
Yeah.
start. Like there was a much better tutorial and like progression arc, and we
Yeah.
just hopped into like nine random
Yeah.
levels and started playing them.
It was like there was
Um,
walls that would get rid of portals, and there was like, oh, you have to jump from this one to this one, and you have to
yeah.
like time it and grab this and grab that. It's terrible.
The reason why I brought that up was because like I saw on Discord, at least Frankie was online in Discord,
Yeah.
so like he could have hopped on
He was
to
probably
like.
doing homework.
But yeah, I'm assuming he had something up. Because I'm like the advocate of Discord green does not mean you're online, because
Green
that
means
is
online.
broken.
Green means online.
No.
And
Because
Frankie asks in his like little about him, like, hey, Keaton, you online?
because
So
like I turn my PC on in the morning and then I just let it, stay on the entire day, even if I'm not on it.
right.
And it stays green. Like it barely ever goes to like the orange like away or whatever. Right now I have it on do not disturb because
How
we're filming the
how do you
podcast, but
put it on a way? I mean, you can like change it, but is it like when your mouse isn't hovered over Discord, it like goes to away?
I guess so, but again, like I'll have my computer on the entire time and I'll be out doing stuff all day and it just stays green and it doesn't go to away. So I don't know.
Like you come back and you just see like 10 messages like, hey, let's play. Hey, let's play. Get on. From like random people that you don't even know. You're just that popular
Yeah.
that they're just
Yeah,
like,
honestly.
yo,
Crazy.
give me your skill. Let me
Yeah.
in.
Yo, teach me, man.
But anyways, we would like to talk about some basketball talk. The
Yes.
Bucks.
So, we're pretty much out of all NFL talk right now. Like there's still
Yeah.
some Aaron Rodgers stuff going on, but
I'm sure Frankie
it's
could pull something out of somewhere and figure out a
yeah.
topic.
Um like other sports I'd like to talk about would be NHL, but
Oh,
I'm not like
yeah.
versed at all with like any talk. Really, I just watch like the occasional Avalanche game like here and there. But
I just want to say first, I apologize if you see my hands moving. It was being covered by my little nameplate. I'm playing with Play-Doh. it's like, it's just like, it's so relaxing to just squish it and stuff. I apologize if you see my hands moving around.
I like need to get like some stress ball or like some fidget toy.
Play-Doh.
Yeah, like that's not a bad shout because like I just need like
I'm
if
so
I'm like
calm.
because if I'm like reading like for class or something, I often like go to like really bad habit, like pick my nails and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and I just need something to do with my hands. So Play-Doh's not a
Honestly,
bad
yeah,
shout.
Play-Doh is so fun for me right now. But go ahead, Bucks, basketball.
Yeah,
Shoot the
so
hoop.
but if anyone out there is like a super huge hockey fan and can like freaking put some knowledge in me
All I
with
know,
some hockey info, that'd be great.
all I know is that there's a team called the Flyers. They're orange and black and white, and they beat some team yesterday, 5-4. That's about it. Go ahead. There's
Nice.
your
Let's
knowledge.
go.
There's your knowledge.
Okay, see, NHL talk.
Done.
We don't even,
Over.
we're done.
On to
There you
golf.
go.
Tiger Woods.
Um,
He got his best swinger this month.
yeah.
He hole in sevened it. It was great. Passed the Mojave Desert with his pass and hole in five. All right, that's
All
good
right,
for golf
sick.
talk. On to
Golf talk over. Tennis?
tennis.
Um,
Shoot, what's her name? Venus
yeah,
Williams. She freaking that's a real tennis player. Venus Williams and Serena
okay.
Williams. They're sisters.
There's some dude very famous.
I only know those two. I'm sorry.
Like I don't just yeah, those two and that
They
guy, they did really
scored.
good. They know who they are.
One of them punched a hole in a racket because they won, and it was like, whoo, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's gonna be on all the highlights,
Right, right.
but not on YouTube. You
No,
won't be able to find it.
only
It's
on the Glimpse YouTube channel, honestly.
yeah,
But
so go check it
you're
out.
right.
Yeah, okay.
You got any other You got
Otherwise,
any other sports or is that it?
no. Well, I
Just
mean,
basketball?
yeah, we'll just go to
Okay, yeah,
basketball.
that's fine.
We'll just end it with basketball. So,
That's fair.
for NBA talk, Bucks, team we support here.
That
Um,
male deer. Yeah.
yeah, ever since All Star Weekend, and I don't remember what I covered. I know I covered All Star Week, and that stuff, but I don't remember what game I covered after, if any.
Yeah.
Maybe the Nets game. I think I talked about the
I
Nets game.
think it was the Nets. Yeah.
But otherwise, we've had, and I have the scores up here just like for how close some of these are. So we had the next game, it was only one bucket. It was 3 points. That's what we lost by, which is
Oh,
unfortunate that it was
I was gonna
just
say
three. And
they only got 3 points the whole game. Like their defense was that good.
that'd be crazy.
That's what I thought you meant
Um,
at first, but okay, I'm here.
so that game, just 3 points away. Giannis had the chance to tie it up, but missed. But I mean, like, that's not me throwing shade. That's just stating what happened
Right.
because he's a
Right.
beast, and we all know that.
Right. Dude, I'm
Um,
20. Can I not get voice cracks, please?
no,
Holy
man,
crap.
I haven't had a voice crack in so long.
I just had
I
two
was thinking
during
about
this
that.
session right now. I cracked twice. Can I not?
Um, so then we went to the Hornets game.
Right.
So we previously went back-to-back games against the Hornets. That was either when was that? Was that beginning of this year or was that before Christmas? I don't remember. I think it was before Christmas. No, it was beginning of this year.
Okay.
Um, and
I believe you.
we did some smokage on them. We beat them by 24. So like that's not a close game.
Rolled
That's
and
good to
smoked
see.
my doggy. If
But then we
yeah.
get to these two games
Okay.
against the Heat, and the Heat are really good.
Have they always been
Um,
really good?
they've been hot. They've been on a hot streak like for years now.
I see what you did there.
Um,
All right, go ahead. The Heat. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I did that. Yeah.
You did that on
Um,
purpose.
and so that game we beat them by one,
Okay. Wow.
and so that
Really
was
close.
yeah. So that was a big clutch up from Drew Holiday. He got that last bucket and beat him by one. So very close game. So we've had next Nets game, close game, and we had Miami Heat game, close game. Then yesterday, as when we're filming this, today's Saturday, so
Yep.
yesterday, Friday, we went against the Bulls, and we
The
beat the Bulls
Chicago
by
Bulls?
yeah,
Okay.
we beat the Bulls by 6. So like not
Mm,
as close, but still still very close.
right.
And the last like 3 4 minutes of the fourth quarter was like it just kept getting, you know, it kept wavering like, oh, they're within like 2 points, and then we're within like 5 points, and then we're within like 2 points.
Yeah.
Kept going back and forth. Um, but otherwise, like still wins. We have a very tough second half of the season. Um, right now, well, actually, I don't even want to like jinx. So, but we have not many games left. Um, and we've had a lot of um, signings with like I know I talked about Sergei Ibaka and um,
Yep.
like other players we've signed recently. So I think like once we get a couple more games in and we kind of flush it out with like we know who's playing what role and just like the team chemistry kind of even forming more with the new signs. I think it's gonna be really good. It was just announced, I think this morning or it was yesterday.
New
Not
player?
what?
New player?
No. So Brooke Lopez, I talked about last
Yeah.
podcast. He was back
He had back
doing some
surgery.
practice. Yeah, he had back surgery and
I
he was
remember.
back.
I remember.
Nice, nice.
Yep.
He was just like on Instagram, some pictures of him practicing and stuff. And so now he just got cleared for like actual 5-on-5 practice. So
Mm-hmm.
like he's actually able to like do some more physical work. Um, so that's cool to see. That means that we might see him sooner than what I thought we were gonna see him. But granted, like we're not even that far off from like playoffs and all that. So he'll have, I think, probably like I would hope a solid month-ish,
Yeah.
maybe month and a half for him to like actually be doing some games. So that'd be crazy to see because he's definitely a huge component. But like even without Brooke, like defense wise, we've already been crazy just with like Holiday and I mean of course Giannis, but like Holiday on his own has been like straight like carrying some of these games.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I've said that from you could probably check whenever Bucks went to the championship, whatever podcast that was.
Yep. Yep.
I said my favorite players are Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez, so I've been praising him since
The dawn of
eons.
time.
Yeah. So that's just some Bucks stuff.
Yeah.
We have the Suns game tomorrow. If I
Yeah. But who
remember
cares about
correctly,
those guys? Honestly, right?
well, they're doing really good. So,
Oh, great.
um, yeah, I think the Suns. Um, they played. Was it the Knicks yesterday? Yeah, the Knicks, and it was again that was also a very close game, and that's kind of how not that this really pertains to Suns. Um, but the whole like Eastern team side is very close. Like we're within like games. Like the Bulls game, if we beat them. So we beat them and we tied up our wins and our losses.
Yep.
And we're third seed, they're fourth. And it's just like we're like all of us are ranked very close. The West not as much. It's not as tight as the East. Because the Suns lead by so many games, so it's crazy. But yeah, it's gonna be I mean, it's already been a good year of basketball, just going off the championship, of course. So we'll just have to see how the rest of the season plays out.
For sure.
But otherwise, that's pretty much it for Bucks talk. So I
The
kind of want to
basketball.
I want to kind of dive into. I had a conversation earlier today
Okay.
with my sister. I'm
Okay.
enrolled in a class right now for college, and it's just the U.S. and Vietnam War.
Okay. Okay.
So we start the class off.
Putting away the Play-Doh. I'm gonna listen here.
Yeah, you got to focus up for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
All right.
we legit start the first like day of class with the teacher pretty much just saying like people straight up don't know almost anything about the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And like there's like surveys and like pollings and stuff and people just don't know really what happened. Like
Me included.
it, it's just a very uninformed war that we experienced from at least the citizen side.
Right.
So I just wanted to ask you some questions,
Okay.
just to see, like where you stand on it. So,
Go for it.
in the Vietnam War, who would we fight?
Was it the Vietnamese? Vietnam
Okay.
Vietnamese?
So who did we fight with?
Was it? Oh, I want to say France.
That's actually better than what I thought you were gonna say.
Was it France?
I'll dive into it like a smidge.
Okay, you just want to get my
Um,
answers first.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you said that we fought against the Vietnamese.
Yep. Fought with
What
France.
part?
What do you mean? What part of the Vietnamese?
What part of Vietnam?
Um, what are you talking about? Like direction, like North or South Vietnam?
Like, is it like a certain group? Is it, you know, just
Um,
just land versus land?
it's got to be for some reason. We fought them for some reason. Uh,
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Tell me the reason why we fought.
oh my God.
And I'm not like gonna like gaslight you because like going into this class, I had no clue.
I don't know. The only thing that's happening in my head right now is, burning, 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 burning. Nobody's down. Wait. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see the helicopter, the chopper.
Mm-hmm.
Why did we fight? I don't see us fighting over land, obviously, because we're just two different continents, two different
Mm.
countries. Oh my God.
So, okay, I'll give you a little
Was
bit of a
it
hint.
was it we were stationed near and like a mishap happened and they're like, "Oh, I don't
No.
like that you did that."
Mm.
Okay.
So this is coming off the brink of World War II.
Okay. So it was the Hiroshima stuff.
That's Japan.
Yeah, but weren't didn't they have allies with Vietnam?
Who?
Japan.
Not necessarily.
What, was it Nagasaki?
That's also Japan.
Wait, there was a bomb. Wasn't there a bomb that happened in Vietnam?
We did
Was it Big Boy?
not a nuclear bomb. No, that's Japan. We did a lot of bombings.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why we did
So,
it. We're just mean
again,
people.
like so again, like I had no idea going in this class and it was funny because my sister also had no clue, but we both like came to the conclusion or just like thought of like some people in like history classes, like even in high school, they just know so much.
Yeah.
Like just like a random kid will know butt tons about like every single war.
Right.
And the teacher will be like, so this random person, blah blah blah, like some name, like some random senator of some random year, and the kid will be
Actually,
like,
actually.
yeah, yeah, they'll be like, oh yeah, no, he did the whatever, whatever, and it's like, oh, yeah, I have no clue. Sure, it's like, how do
Okay.
you know this? So, going into class, I had like almost no idea. Um, so Vietnam War was actually it started with Vietnam was controlled by the French. So
Okay.
you had that like kind of correct with like France wasn't involved. And then it was a rebellion inside of Vietnam from this dude,
Did we
Ho
only
Chi
help because
Minh.
it was NATO?
No.
Okay.
So okay, I'm gonna do like the briefest but quickest one, like summary right here.
Okay.
So then Vietnam rebelled, kicked out France because during World War II, France was overtaken. Well, okay, then during that, Japan stepped in to then control Vietnam. Okay,
So I was somewhat
so
right.
then, so yeah, there is some, but
I
it
said the
wasn't
right
like
names.
yeah, it wasn't buddy buddy like between Japan and Vietnam. Vietnam still hated Japan for trying to take over.
Right.
So then Vietnam rebelled, granted their independence. France after World War II was like, hey, we want our power back because they just lost so much in World War II. So like, we're gonna try and go back to Vietnam. They tried taking over Vietnam. The U.S. likes, freedom because
Mm-hmm.
that's what just happened to them, not even that long ago in the grand scheme of things. So they're like, yo, let's try and keep Vietnam just Vietnam by itself, right? No colonial rule. But then they pretty much get blackmailed from France because still on the brink of World War II, we're hitting like Cold War, and the entire like the core thing about this is just communism.
Okay.
So so France pretty much says to us like, if you try and make Vietnam free and take that from us, we're gonna go join up with the big guys, Soviet Union,
Yeah.
and essentially, become red. So the U.S. is like, don't want that to happen because then that's just a whole catastrophe in Europe.
Yeah.
So then we have to pretty much help the French. Then what like Geneva Accords, which is just like the in terms of Vietnam, separated Vietnam into North and South. So we fought the Vietnamese, but we also aided the Vietnamese.
So why
We
is it
fought
called the
with
Vietnam War?
South because we're still in Vietnam.
But like, if I hear Vietnam War, I'm thinking I'm fighting the Vietnamese.
Well, we're fighting North Vietnam. We're
Okay.
aiding South Vietnam. So yeah, it could probably be called like North Vietnam War or something like that to clear it up.
Yeah. Hmm.
But that's pretty much the gist of it. So so what was the outcome of the war?
Um, we we helped North Vietnam.
South.
We helped South Vietnam. And we uh dude, I don't know what I don't know the outcome. I mean, okay, they're unionized. They're once more together and all friendly.
Complete opposite.
Oh,
Well, in terms of them being so again, it was South and North. Now it's just Vietnam. So you're right on that. It's just Vietnam again. But we lost that war pretty much.
we did?
So right now, Vietnam is still a communist state.
I thought we won that.
No.
Hmm. Oh, well,
Yeah.
news to
And
me.
see, yeah. And I forget the polling and like the data or whatever that he presented, but like literally majority of people just are like, wait, that's what happened? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, I thought we won.
Yeah.
I thought it was like I don't know what I didn't know what it was about, but I just assumed we won.
Yeah. And it just because it was like so, it was a war so unspoken of and very hidden from the government side. And so people just didn't know.
Huh.
And, if the government keeps it pretty much a secret, then how would you know, you know?
Right.
And so then now it's
Who was
like,
president during that
granted,
time? Was it Nixon?
so there was many people, but
Multiple presidents?
yeah, but so it's considered the longest war, like the
Okay.
longest American war. So the last president that actually sent troops. So for the
Oh.
longest time, we just aided, like sent funds and stuff. When we actually sent combat troops, that was Lyndon B. Johnson.
Okay.
So right after Kennedy. So like it was a span of years.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah. So it's like, but again, like if the government, because they just wanted to keep it secret.
All right.
So like if the government doesn't tell you anything, then how do you know, you know? So like,
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
you
I would
know,
say like newspapers, but then how would people know from the newspaper companies? Like,
and that's the only thing was the only way that people kind of could piece stuff together was from the news reporters that would go across,
there's no internet.
capture it, come back over, and then be like, this is not what the government's telling us.
Yeah, there's no internet. How would you know?
I
Like,
mean, you'd have to read the papers, but again,
w-
barely any outlets would have that information.
the internet's so crazy. Like, we're watching all of Ukraine and Russia on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, I've seen comments of people like, I can't believe I'm witnessing a war on TikTok.
Hmm.
Like, what? Like 60-second clips of an RPG. You know, like, I don't. Holy cow. Okay.
The crazy thing is like like the further you get away from the event, like the wider of a picture you can understand of the event.
Yeah.
So like, right after Vietnam, again, because the government kept it secret, people just didn't know like really what happened. Like they know that troops were sent and troops were pulled out, but that's pretty much it. We just didn't know what happened really. And so then going along, it's 60 years,
Yeah.
like my professor has like said to us like we are just now knowing like really what happened in Vietnam. Not just like the total outcome, but like the specifics. And granted, my professor in history itself, when he says like we are just figuring out that, I guess that could mean like in the past 10 years, like I
Right.
guess there's some leeway. But in the grand scheme of things, yeah, we're probably just figuring out like that alone. So it's pretty crazy to think
Hmm.
about. So something like,
Do you know what year
like
it ended?
um I mean, I'm only like partway through the course, so no.
I mean, could you do a
But
little quick Google search?
sure.
Because
And
like,
it's hard to um like really gauge like when does a war start
right.
and when does it stop. So it says 1975.
Okay.
Um so it's like hard to like
I was
figure out the
expecting you to.
starting date
I was expecting you
and
to
the
say
end
like
date.
1990. Wow. Okay.
Oh. Um so yeah, it's definitely pretty crazy and like you said, like, what's happening in Ukraine right now. Like, granted, again, it's still going to be how many years into the future, and people are like finally going to like unravel some stuff because then people look at all the government documents and stuff like that.
People are gonna
So
make like documentaries and but like they're gonna update school books of like, hey,
yeah,
most media that people was witnessing the war through was TikTok. Can you imagine going through school and like reopening a book? All right, everybody, open up your book to page 74. We're gonna be starting the Ukraine v Russia war today. And say, okay.
that
And then
it's weird to think about.
they open it up and they're just like, start, okay, Gerald, read the first paragraph, and it says the media that people witnessed this war at this point was through TikTok. Like, am I
Yeah,
am I weird to think that that's crazy? Like that.
it's weird to think about. Just like like of course we know COVID is going to be in the next textbook.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, like as a pandemic.
Yeah,
Yo, can I
and
like
so yeah,
sign my name
definitely.
that I was there?
Yeah.
Was there
So
me?
definitely like Ukraine and Russia war is going to be in there.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's going to be weird to think about.
Here's a
And well, I mean, definitely see because of,
yeah. There's this little tidbit that I witnessed on TikTok today, actually, about the war. It was a little funny thing. I'm not trying to put humor to like, oh, a war, but it was kind of funny. Farmers with tractors are stealing Russian tanks,
Oh yeah.
and the Ukraine government is saying you don't need to have taxes on your tanks, and it's an all out battle to get the tanks with your tractors. So the people are stealing tanks to keep them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's people stealing tanks.
I've
Um,
seen citizens fighting back,
yeah,
and it's crazy to think
the
about if that's how the citizens are. Can you imagine how the military is?
the Ukrainian government, that was either this morning or it's happening or something. Like, because people I think are just doing it,
Hmm.
like just fighting back. But I think now it's like actually getting legalized for their citizens to fight back or something along
Yeah.
those lines. So yeah, it's definitely crazy.
The
I don't,
president of Ukraine has actually survived 3 assassination attempts.
yeah, saw that too.
That's crazy.
My one of my friends brought up uh these two like soldiers. One's the ghost of
The ghost.
Kiev
Yep.
or something, and he's like a pilot that shot down, I don't remember how many planes in
Yep.
dogfights, but like 13 planes or something like that. His plane got shot out. He had to eject, landed back down, went to an air base, got back in another plane, and started
Wow.
fighting again.
Holy.
So it's like, you know, a movie's getting made about that guy,
For sure.
like 1,000%.
There's another
And
one that's
then,
like on the ground.
yeah, his name's Reaper.
He's killed over 150, I think, confirmed people.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
That's, oh
So
my
like,
god.
so I literally said like they should just make a buddy cop film of Ghost of Kiev and
Yeah.
Reaper, and they just like one's up in the sky, one's on the floor, and
It's
they're
gonna
doing
be
their
definitely
stuff.
a Netflix docu-series.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Um, and then
Same with the
this
pandemic.
came. Oh yeah, for sure. And this I saw as well that there's like a Russian dude that lives in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
and he's like a big business guy,
Yeah.
and he put a bounty on Putin for $1 million. So he stated that someone in Russia, if they um like arrest Putin, that he'll give them $1 million. So like even well, and you see like all like the Russian like protests even in Russia about like peace and stuff. So like even Russian people don't
Right.
like what's happening. So
Um.
it's all weird to think about because you think in the history books like how it's going to be written down
Right.
is going to be pretty much what we're seeing right now. It's just it's strange. It's strange.
I saw this TikTok clip of a comedian, and he's on stage and he's like talking to people. He's like, "Hey, hey, what do you do for a living?" He goes, "Oh, I work for the American government." He goes, "Really? Shouldn't you be like out helping them?" And like he's like uh, making jokes like, "Hey, is it going down on Wednesday?" And it was like when the war was about to start.
Mm.
And he goes, the comedian goes, "If you could tell us, would you tell? Can you tell us?" He goes, "If I knew, I would." And he's like, they're making jokes and stuff like, "Yeah, shouldn't you be in like the front line or something?" Um, but then he goes, "Wow, wow. Anybody else have a job that could top that guy's?" And then somebody raises their hand on the opposite side of the room, and he goes, "Okay, yeah, yeah. What do you do?" He goes, I work for the Russian government." I'm like, "Oh my
Oh
god!" I'm
gosh.
like, "Yo," the guy
Yeah.
goes, "What?" Everybody's laughing, and all of a sudden he goes, "So is it going down on Wednesday?" I'm like, "That's got to be planned. That must have been like a drunk guy
Uh,
or something."
I mean, or he could have just been
Yeah,
like the dude in the crowd could have just been like, yeah, I'll just say that. You know,
yeah. But
yeah, that's pretty funny.
anyways, if we'd like to move on to the next topic of the day,
Yeah,
would you like to skip the one that we have, or go on to what I have to say?
you can go.
So, way back at the beginning of the podcast, the beginning of the Catch a Glimpse podcast as a whole, we used to do this segment called Ryan's Random Thoughts. Now, we haven't done this for, I think, over 30 podcasts. It just randomly disappeared after we started doing the virtual stuff.
Mm.
And I think we should bring it back. I think people enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it. But I've been making a list. If you can see that, I got a list of things that I think about it. And I'm just like, yeah, I need to ask that. But here's one that I thought about. All right. Vine. Vine was around. People became famous off of Vine. Vine then
Yeah.
died, and people went to YouTube.
Hmm.
YouTube, people became YouTubers, right? Influencers and YouTube influencers. Then Instagram influencers. TikTok influencers.
Yeah.
When the Metaverse comes out, will there be Metaverse influencers?
I
Like, let's
I
say
would
you
think there
join,
would have to be.
let's say you join a random world, right? And that world is like, if you can imagine Jimmy Kimmel, okay? You have the whole crowd. Everybody pays to go into the
Yeah.
crowd, and it's like you're watching the Catch a Glimpse podcast on stage in their headsets. Everybody's on their mics, and it's like surround sounds. Everybody can hear you in the audience, and you're doing like a metaverse podcast in some random world. Would we become the first like metaverse podcasters?
I I think the metaverse is going to be something that definitely overlaps more with other platforms.
Yeah.
Because, like, of course, if I'm a big YouTuber and then record myself going into the, VR metaverse
Mm-hmm.
and do something, then you're probably mainly a YouTube influencer or creator or whatever.
But let's say,
But
okay,
if
in
you're
our
like,
perspective, if we just randomly were like, okay, we want to be big on metaverse, let's figure out a way to do our podcast in the metaverse, and we film it like that. We have our personal avatars, right? And people can join and listen if they want to. That's just how it works. Would we and we became big? Would we become metaverse influencers?
yeah,
Yeah,
I think there's definitely going to be like the sole people that are just on there. I think there's going to be crossover, of course, because like on TikTok, it's just TikTok.
yeah, because there's
Like you don't,
Facebook streamers now, right?
yeah. And so like I think the metaverse is going to have overlap, but it's definitely going to have its own people. Because even like basketball games, they have 360 cameras that they set up courtside, and
Oh my
you
god,
can purchase the viewing of that one spot, and you
can
can look around and
yo
stuff, and so you're sitting next to, freaking Kanye or whoever, and you can look at Kanye and then look at the court.
can you
So,
imagine just you pay like a discounted price to go into a metaverse basketball game, right? And it's let's say the Bucks versus the Heat, right? And you pay for a seat in the metaverse stadium, and it's them actually playing. It's like a hologram, not like color and everything. Yes, like it's a hologram of them playing, but you can see it from anywhere in the stadium that you're
yeah,
seated.
that's what you can do.
Right, but like in metaverse.
Yeah, you can do that. Like you're already able to just put on a VR headset,
But one single
purchase
camera.
purchase the viewing. Granted, it's not like you can like walk
That's
around,
what I
but
mean.
but you can like snap from like courtside to eagle eye to wherever.
That's what I mean. Like you have, you pay for it. You have your seat. You can get up and move around, except for on the court.
Mm,
I think that'd be insane.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it
it's gonna be weird
it's
for
gonna be
sure.
very weird.
I like first of all, just to state it out there, metaverse sounds like the stupidest thing in the world. Oh,
Mm.
but it's not in the world. Oh my gosh, it's the metaverse.
It's the
It
metaverse, not
just
the world.
it sounds so stupid.
Why?
Um, just like that term and like people buying like NFTs to display in the
Yo,
metaverse and
yo,
stuff.
yeah. Here's something else. You brought this up. Auctions selling NFTs in the metaverse.
Yeah, that's just all.
$5, $5, $6, $6. Like you join a metaverse auction. Like,
Yeah, it's just
and here we have the crystal monkey. Like,
like I I really want VR to like take off and become like consumer like level where people can buy a VR headset for not super,
yeah,
you know, super high and expensive prices, and then like have a wider variety of games than what are currently out now, and make advancements like you see like those platforms that you're like hooked up to like on the waist, and you can actually run
yeah,
on the platform, run in game. Like that's all super cool stuff. So I really want to see that take off because that's gonna be insane. That's gonna be
yeah,
like the biggest jump from like being able to do stuff on the monitor to like real life
for sure,
quality.
for sure.
So like I definitely want it to blow up, but the metaverse itself, I think is very stupid. So You're not gonna catch me sitting or like
Okay. Uh,
freaking whatever watching some dude sell an NFT to his friends. Like I'll pass.
Take this, right? Public jobs become null and void because robots are like evolutionized and they do the jobs that we did before. And the only
Yeah.
jobs that we can do are in the metaverse. Would you then you would then be actually almost forced to get a
Yeah, I would
job
be
in the
forced at
metaverse?
that point.
And then you're like, yeah,
Um,
this isn't that bad.
if I'm forced, like I need money to live,
What would you do?
then yeah, I'll get a job.
What do you think you'd do?
Well, the stuff in the metaverse,
You
so many
can
jobs are gone.
you can coach like a game, like whatever video
That'd
game
be
you're good
cool.
at. You coach people. Like
I
here's like the
think,
virtual whiteboard. Here's where you are. This is how you get to here without doing XYZ.
I guess to like not think or not to like spend too much time on it with the restraints of the podcast time,
Hmm.
like that would be pretty dope. I've always been that type of player in terms of like FPS games
Yeah.
or just like any game like that. Like I like plan it out, strategy here, strategy there, strategic thinking and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So like in Cold War, me and Frankie, I downloaded the maps, like the PNGs, then we
Mm.
put like all the call outs on the map and so like if I had to get a job and I didn't think about it too much, that would probably be one of them. And
Yeah.
maybe like I take one game, let's say Valorant, and I just get as much information in my brain and I hop on some esport team and just say
Right.
like, oh, this is what this team does really well, and this is what our team
A
does really well,
virtual
so this is what
coach.
we gotta do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be, I guess, what I'd do. But
Crazy.
hopefully it
Uh,
doesn't get to that point.
if you want to squeeze in the last topic, we can. We got 3 minutes.
Um,
If not,
well,
I could just steal it from you.
let's uh let's just talk about you know, weather recently in Wisconsin.
Getting
You know,
pretty warm.
we just hit March. It's crazy to think about. We're already that much into 2022. Um, but it's a little bit nicer out today. Granted, it was raining, but at least
It
temperature
felt good
wise, a little
though.
bit nicer. So yeah, like I'm
Snow's
very
almost gone.
I'm very hyped to get to summer and to do
Spring's
some
happening.
summer stuff. Like I've been wanting to play I've been having the urge to play basketball really bad.
Yeah.
And it's just with how cold it was, you can't do it.
You know I'm the best at basketball, so
Yeah.
check out that video around the world on the Glimpse YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I beat
Um,
everyone in that game.
yeah, it's crazy. So definitely, just I just want to freaking leave like
You just want to
the
do something.
cold. I just want to do something because I'm like right now it's just like school and staying in my room to do school and then leaving to school and coming back to my room to do school. Doing some stuff like here and there, but like I just want to like go to the beach or something, do some hiking. I
Sorry,
don't know.
man. We don't have a beach.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
just kind of hitting the winter blues right now. I want to definitely get to summer as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So
Easter and the Leprechaun holiday. What's that one? St. Patrick's Day.
yeah,
That's not even a holiday, dude. What is that? Kiss me,
that's
I'm
just
Irish.
that's just McDonald's excuse to make Shamrock shakes.
McDonald's came up with the holiday so that they could add
Yeah.
a mint flavored shake.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I'm excited for warmer weather. I don't really care for like the winter stuff. If I could choose a season, it would either be fall or spring. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the rain. Freaking flood my basement. Who cares? I love the rain. But anyways, that sort of ties up the end of our podcast here. I hope you all did enjoy listening and or watching on YouTube. YouTube uploads for Glimpse on Wednesdays at 4:30, podcast at 7:30 a.m. on a
I think
Sunday.
it's
Is it
7.
7 a.m.?
I think because Frankie
Frankie says
introduced the last one,
7:30.
and he said 7:30.
So
But I think it's 7.
7 a.m. on Spotify and iTunes or whatever freaking platform we're on. Who knows at this point?
Check
Thank
us
you.
out in the Metaverse on
Yo,
Fridays at 15:49:60.
listen,
Check us out.
don't joke about it, because honestly, that could be us right now. This is an old podcast for us. It could be, and we're
Yeah.
just freaking holding a virtual microphone. But
All my Glorbatrons out there on HTC Vive, go check us out.
anyways, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. This has
All
been
you people watching in March 21st of 1592,000 BC AD,
at
thank you guys for
2:54
checking us
p.m.
out.
Thank
That's
you
crazy.
guys for
Thank you.
watching. Skeeter and Snapperdoodle, we're leaving. Goodbye.
What?